I don't want to do this anymore. I can't handle all the mean stuff that people say to me. I'm tired of being called an Uncle Tom and a coon. And they call me nigger. Donut still loves me though. Huh, Donut? Oh. Hello to my people of the country of ass. As we move into the American socialist states, don't put your hand over your heart, salute with a fart, and speak the new national language of ass. Y'all have been programmed to believe that capitalism is evil when Barack Obama unwittingly laid out the case that capitalism is the ideal economic system. See, for so long, y'all have been hung up on this idea of spreading the wealth. See, you believe that spreading the wealth is the same thing as Barack Obama sharing half of his peanut butter jelly sandwich with his friend. That's not spreading the wealth, y'all. That's capitalism. Barack Obama had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now let's call that his capital. Well, by his own choice, he took some of his capital and gave some of it to his friend. Ergo, a charitable contribution. Or Barack Obama could have said, hey man, my mom said I can't watch my favorite cartoon until my room is clean. But hey, if you roll with me and help me clean up my room, I'll give you half of my sandwich. You down? Capitalism isn't so much about how much money you make. It's about how much money you can keep to spend at your discretion, not for the government to take and spend it theirs. Now, spreading the wealth, or socialism, will be if the teacher, ergo the government, came out there, took half of Barack Obama's sandwich, put a fourth of it in their pocket, and then started rationing out the rest to the kids in the yard. That is spreading the wealth. That is socialism. That is what Barack Obama and the Democrat Party have planned for you. Yeah, but in the real world, there's corporate greed. Yep, and in the real world, there's government greed too, and I don't know why y'all insist on making the government bigger. See, y'all, a big part of what it is to be a conservative is to make sure that the government stays at a conservative size. We conservatives don't dig big government, but liberals, on the other hand, hate and don't trust the government, yet want the government to grow to a liberal size. See, basically, y'all want to turn America into a place where the police can come up to you and say, break yourself and get up off of some of that money. What do you think I'm kidding? What do you think the IRS is? The IRS is a law enforcement agency, and part of their job is to jack you for your money. Now, right now, you got some people jumping up and down saying, Fox News is paying you to say this. Fox News is paying you. Why would you have a problem with somebody providing a service and getting paid for it? Actually, y'all, nobody pays me to do this. Psst, then you stupid. You doing all that work for the white man and he don't even pay you. You're just a slave. Y'all, I don't do this for white people. I do this for God. I do this for anybody who stands under God and anybody who stands for the flag of the United States of America. That's what I do it for. The same people who complain about me supposedly getting paid are the same people who complain about my wall. Man, why don't you film that stupid stuff someplace else? It looks like you're in a bathroom or in a lineup. Yeah, there's a wall, a living room in my apartment, and you ain't helped me out with my rent, so don't tell me where to film my stuff. I do what I can with what I have. I get liberals all the time saying, debate me, you're just one point of view and you need a challenging point of view, debate me. Challenging point of view, man, all we've ever heard is your point of view. Y'all, I'm already debating you. These videos are a response, a rebuttal to all the accusations that you make about us and the prejudices that you maintain about us. We're rejecting your poison and throwing it back at you, and it's making you respond like a bunch of slugs that got some salt thrown on them. You act like vampires that got a cross shown to them. Which isn't a far-fetched analogy because you liberals do get weird when you see crosses. Ugh, separation of church and state. Ugh. I got liberals telling me that they wish my mother would have had an abortion when she was pregnant with me. And of course, liberals pretty much say that about everybody who disagrees with them. You're a bigot, you're a sexist, you're a homophobe, and you should have been aborted. Hey, thank you for proving my point, liberals, because not only do you believe that abortion is a form of birth control, evidently you also believe that abortion is an effective form of extermination. Bigoted, when liberals get mad, the first one who starts to make race an issue is liberals. The first one who starts throwing around ethnic slurs are liberals. Homophobic, you get into an argument with a liberal and the first one who'll start throwing around homoerotic derogatory slurs are liberals. Sexist? I don't think so. It's the liberals who have made a gazillion-dollar industry out of addressing women as four-letter words and four-legged animals. Make all them females crawl. The objectivism, the misogynism, the chauvinism, and the exploitation of women. That's liberals. Black women, I don't know how it is that you allow black men to call you bitches and hoes out of one side of their mouth and then on the other side of their mouth try to patronize you by saying you're a strong black woman. And what makes you a strong black woman anyway? The fact that you were emotionally or physically abused by a weaker black man who left you to raise the child that y'all made together on your own? Despite all that talk of how much they love their dark-skinned sisters, they don't seem to stick around too much now, do they? White women get beaten and left to raise children on their own too. Happens to Mexicans and other races too. And of course, I get told you just can't handle a strong and complicated black woman. Y'all, the world is already complicated. What would I need a complicated woman for? I bet you married to a white woman. Bah! Before you say that, too often when a brother tries to holler at you, y'all keep on walking by making that face, looking like you smell something funky and you can't find it. I'll give you a hint to what it is. It's your attitude. My wife stepped up to be my friend. You didn't. My wife loves me for who I am. You don't. My wife doesn't judge me. You do. So my wife being white has nothing to do with why I married her. We married each other because of the content of our character, not because of the color of our skin. I thought that's what we wanted, and now you're mad about it? Y'all, I just love women. I don't care about the flavor. It's all delicious. I don't care if a lady, and the operative word here is lady, is as dark as obsidian. As long as that skin is velvety smooth, I love it. So the morenas out there, love you too. I got a black belt in digging Asian women. That sweet milk and honey skin of the Middle Eastern women. Or the pearl skin of white women. As long as you're a lady, I don't care. Any woman of any ethnicity has the potential to bring great joy to your life, and any woman of any ethnicity has the potential to get on your nerves. And absolutely the same goes for us men. These white folks only say that they love you because you act the way they want you to act. Okay, well those white people who say that they love Obama so much love him because Obama acts the way that they want him to act. But you don't seem to have much problem with that. And trust me, y'all, I know the difference. I know that there's basically two kinds of black people, and I know that there's basically two kinds of white people. See, I'm the kind of black man that believes that skin color does not define your behavior, skin color does not put limits on you, and skin color does not make you a victim. Whereas you are the exact opposite. And of course, we appreciate two different kinds of white people. See, I appreciate unapologetic white people because I'm a follower of Christ. Because despite all the beatings, all the torture, all the insults, and hung up on a cross to die, before he did, never once did he demand an apology. And the white people that you more or less appreciate are white people who are prepared to kiss your ass. And I don't like ass kissers. I don't know, man, for some strange reason, you still got black people who are still sore about slavery. Y'all, my take on slavery is just different from y'all's. I don't know, maybe in part because I've met my great-grandmother who was a slave. She lived independently until she was 112 years old and died at 114. She was a woman who truly embraced freedom. So in her honor, I truly embrace freedom, and I never let any kind of shackles bind me. I would never insult this woman by pretending I know something about being oppressed. My take on slavery is different, not because of what I learned from whites, but because of what I've learned from my own black people. I would learn from the Afrocentrics who would take me all the way back to the times of Mizraim and Cush, whose descendants would become the great architects that designed the great pyramids. Now learning stuff like that will give you a sense of black pride for true, but wait! Weren't those pyramids built by slave labor? Yes, they were, which means that we are the descendants of those who have been practicing slave mastery since God knows when. We are the descendants of great nations such as Nubia, Zulu, the Moor. Now that'll give you a sense of black pride, but wait! If we have a problem with nations riding on other nations, the Moors did their fair share of riding on other nations. The Moors were subjugating and digging into white folks long before white folks were doing it to us. Blonde-haired, blue-eyed white people from Italy to Spain, hair, eye, and skin color totally changed thanks to our ancestors. You want to cry about what the white man did to us. Yeah, but our ancestors weren't as brutal to them as the white man was to us. You think so, huh? Well, you know, pretty much all black people on American soil are not pure black. We've gained a reputation of being very hostile and violent. So what do you think the aggression level was like on pure black men? So when our ancestors would ride to take over another nation, epic brutality. Now to my black people, you may want to consider that the Democrat Party is still programming you, just as they have done since the beginning. When the Democrats owned slaves back then, they didn't want them to be educated like themselves. Those white Democrats that saw a slave with aspirations of being educated cut that short real quick. You trying to learn how to read? You trying to be white, boy? Look here, nigger. Smarts are for whites, cotton is for blacks. Get your black ass back out there in the field before I shoot you. Democrats imprinted that mentality, and black people still carry that mentality now. You can't do that. That's for white folks. You trying to be white. The Democrats have imposed upon the black community their religion and their version of Christianity. They have used Christianity to maintain the animosity between the have and the have-nots. They've used Christianity to make you believe that being rich is evil, and only the poor people are blessed. You know, stuff like it's easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. Y'all, the Bible speaks more of God wanting us to have abundance. Bigoted Democrat slave owners would use language to break the will of their slaves. Words like you nigger, you coon, you black nappy-headed so-and-so. Words used by white people to program black people back then is the same language that black people use now. The Democrats since the beginning have programmed us to hate each other. Now, despite the fact that we were able to rise together and demand our freedom, unfortunately there is no ethnicity in the United States that exacts more crime against each other than we do. And on top of all that programming that I just listed, you can bet for sure that they've also programmed you to adopt their political ideology. Yes, you have default programming to be a Democrat.